Hello traders, welcome to the weekly outlook and setups volume 176, which is probably the last one for the year. Really excited to have you here as usual. So you know what we're gonna do in this video. We're gonna have a look at the market, how it developed this week, what kind of opportunities we had, and most importantly, what we can expect for the upcoming week. But as you know, it's already December, it's already mid-December, even going towards the last part of the month, and this week is pretty much the last trading week, I would say. And I've received a lot of questions: when does the market start to move again? Well, I would say second week of January, right? So pretty much right now I'm just working on reflection, I'm working on setting new goals, I'm working on reviewing the year, what I learned, what I didn't learn, what I achieved, what I didn't achieve, right? And setting new goals to make sure that we start 2023 prepared, right? Because there is nothing worse than starting 2023 without having a plan in place, all right? So pretty much my plan is step aside from the market, let it play out. I don't care. I'm actually profitable for this week, so I don't want to jinx it up. So I'm definitely not trading anymore. And this is probably the last weekly outlook, because on Saturday we have Christmas, we have holidays as well, and we have New Year later. So I'm definitely going to be taking some time off with family right now, celebrating a little bit, traveling a little bit, and all this sort of great stuff. 2023 is going to be big. I'm going to be posting more because I'm going to be having much more time. So in the comments, let me know what you want to see, right? I've spotted that the weekly outlook views have dropped. We were having around 5,000 people viewing it. Right now they're around 3,500. So is there something that you wish to see more in those videos? What would you like to see, right? Let me know any ideas that you have for next year, anything that will make your experience worthwhile on the Trading Fanatic channel. Let me know, and make sure you're subscribed because there are a lot of great things coming, all right? So without further ado, let's actually jump into the analysis. Alright, as always, we're gonna get started with a Dixie because we had quite some important news events that week. So I'm gonna touch briefly on them, see what happens. Then, of course, we're gonna have a look at the technicals. Before we do that, I want to shout out my amazing broker, Forex.com. They're great. They have all the assets, all the cryptos, all the currency pairs, everything with great spreads. They have two types of accounts, but I suggest you pick their eco account. You're gonna pay a little bit of commission, but every single lot that you accumulate will go towards planting 10 trees. They're following up on their planting process on their website, so make sure to visit them. Link is down in my description, and let's open our eco accounts to help the first green broker. So, by the way, I'm traveling right now and the quality of my mic might not be the best, so bear with me, right? Dixie, well, what we had this week is quite a few things, and I would actually want to start by touching on them by taking you on my other screen. So pretty much, first of all, we had CPI. So yeah, I think we had CPI first and then the rate, or the other way around. I don't remember even. American Fed rate 4.5%. This is a hike of 50 basis points, and it was expected to have a hike of 75. But then we had a couple of meetings as well where Jerome Powell said that they're going to be slowing it down, right? So pretty much they slowed it down, but we still have a hike, which is pretty good, which should be bullish once again, right? Then we have very, very, very important data, which is inflation. So American inflation fell to 7.11, right? And it was, I think, coming from 7.7. So you can see that is, yeah, look at the decrease, right? So we went from 9 all the way to 7 in the matter of, what is it, around, yeah, 2 quarters. Let's say. So this is pretty good, right? This is pretty good. It sounds pretty good. It looks pretty good. But I also want you to look at this little graph right there. Look where we are, right? We are in a massive push and right now starting to slow down right there. So is it going to continue? Is it going to start falling and stabilize? We don't know. Okay. But just knowing this data, this is very positive right there for the US economy. And we immediately spotted that stocks started going up, right? But right now we see them go down. Why? Well, because the market is bearish, right? And I'm going to tell you more about that in a bit. But pretty much main things to keep in mind of is the CPI. That is better than expected. It's pretty good. And also the Fed rate hike. So going on to the charts, what do we have? Well, nothing as interesting on the weekly time frame. We just have this kind of pin bar. It is signifying bullish rejection, I would say, because we went all the way down and we rejected very nicely to close us indecision. So the market was really bearish at a point of time, but then it rejected very nicely to the upside. I am not going to look at anything on the left because there is nothing, right? I was really interested at this level first, it failed. I was then interested in this level, then it failed. And you can see what the market does, right? It taps, reacts, breaks. Another zone, taps, reacts, breaks. All right, so is there any sense to be looking on the left? Yes, if you wish to know where the market can potentially respond from, right? So currently, of course, the Dixie market is overall bearish. So we're having a bearish dollar. Can this change? Well, definitely it could. Definitely it could. It also depends on the stock market. I kind of get the vibe of the stock market going down a little bit. We see that we have a little bit of bullishness right there. But what I really want to see is a daily shift of structure. So if I zoom in right here, you can see that the last lower high on the daily is this guy. So what I want to see is this one to go before I say that this will be potentially a reversal signal. Because we have a daily structure break right there, lower low, lower high. I mean, look at the beautiful downtrend we're having right there. Right, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, all the way down. So right now, what we need to see is a break up, retest, and potentially a continuation up. Is this gonna happen this week? Definitely possible because we have a lot of we have a lot of important news, right? Which are also very important for inflation. So if I just take you on my other screen, GDP, very important, jobless claims, very important, right? We had also personal income, very important. And then we have also another one, but okay, I lost it. Yeah, personal income, and there was something more durable. Yeah, there you go, this one. Personal consumption expenditures, very important for inflation as well, right? So I do think if all of those goes as expected, then we can potentially expect a little bit of bullishness. However, then also going back to the volatile time frame, what we can see is if you carefully look at price, I've had a lot of questions. Do you count wicks as breaks? Yes, right? We had a lower high, we had a lower low, and then we had a breakup. So this candle makes it a little bit tricky right there, but what we can say is that right here we had a volatile breakup, and then what actually caused the break, it's this, and you can see how the long bias actually prevailed right there. We had a nice retest, push, pulls back, pushes, and right now it tries to make potentially a new high, okay? So as of next week, it's going to be really important to actually see what's going to happen. Is the daily supply going to prevail and push the market down, or is the recent shift in market structure on the volatile time frame going to prevail and for us to continue to make this little uptrend right there that we have going on? So this one is not valid right now. If this one breaks, then I will be looking to potentially see a higher low formation and then a break above. But then if the volatile time frame just starts to consolidate, then I will be avoiding it because I really want to see if the daily is going to fail. Okay, so again, I'm already just giving you outlooks because I'm not trading and I don't think you should be trading as much, right? So just allow for the market to play out, let it show you what it wants to do, judge the volatility, right? See if it's actually volatile and nice to trade, or is it tricky like it was that this week with all the news. We had a lot of volatility this week, but was it easy to trade? I don't think so. There were some good days, by the way, but it was not very easy to trade. So this is my view on the Dixie. What is very important right now is, again, the battle of supply and demand. Is daily going to prevail, right? Or is the volatile recent shift of structure going to prevail? Because once again, if you think of major structure, this is a push and this is a pullback on the daily, right? But you can see the volatile has shifted bullish, but the volatile has to shift bullish in order to retest daily supply. So let's see. This is the key thing to watch out for next week. Let's have a look at Mr. Euro USD. So in terms of the weekly time frame, once again, we are in this risk on perspective. We have bullish Euro, bullish Aussie, bullish NZD, bullish GU as well. Everything is bullish against the dollar, as we know. And pretty much this week, we're having a similar candle to the Dixie. It went all the way up and it rejected very nicely. You can see the wick is much bigger than the body. The body is bullish, but I look at the wick because it signifies rejection, right? So we can again try to look on the left, and yeah, it would make sense to draw this level. So we can draw that level just to stay there. But once again, guys, we have been drawing zones like this here, again, zone like this here, maybe zone like this here, right? The market just keeps reacting and keeps pushing up. Okay, so again, draw those zones, but don't expect the market to just plummet from those zones on the left. It might just give you a reaction in order to continue going into the highs. So before I jump onto the daily, once again, very important, ECB rate 2.5% from 2%. So we have a 50 basis points hike from the ECB, which is very good. So that's pretty good in order for them to tame inflation. So we can maybe we can start seeing the European inflation levels also to start falling. Hopefully we're going to get more data on that very soon. So Daily time frame, it is bullish, right? Similarly to the Dixie, which was bearish. This one is absolutely rampaging to the highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Right now, we just made a very nice higher high and we're potentially pulling back for a new daily higher low, right? But where is the tricky part? Once again, is when you start looking like weekly, daily, hourly, 15-minute, boom, 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 all the way down, right? I have spotted that doing such a big top-down analysis is not very helpful, right? And you have to really adapt to the type of trader you are, right? So if you trade daily, then you have to execute on hourly or something like this. If you trade hourly, then you have to execute on the 15 or lower, right? For me, 3 time frames are golden. So again, I don't look at weekly, I don't look at daily, I just look at them in order to judge and to see where we are on the highest time frames. So right now, jumping onto the hourly time frame, let's see what we have right there. We saw that the Dixie actually shifted bullish, so we can expect EU to be shifting bearish, and we can probably see this. So here we have a break. After the break, then we have a breakdown, then we have a massive wick up. So actually this price action is giving me a really hard time. I'm happy I didn't trade inside this. So where is my major higher low? It looks like from here we broke up, so then we broke down, but then we immediately broke up and wicked up. Okay, I'm very confused. So once again, if you are confused, you immediately have to skip the chart, right? And pretty much, yeah, since Tuesday we had like there were some very good moves on the 15-minute, but then you can see here, which I think was it the interest rate hike? I think so. Massive wick up, down, pulls back, looks like a lower high, and right now we made a new lower low. So I do think the market is bearish. I just struggle to find where exactly it was so this was the higher low, we push up, then we break down. So is this the break right there before this break up, or is it this one? I don't know, but we can see we pulled back, lower high, and right now we're making a new lower low. In terms of like the major lower high, this is also hard to spot. Like this is the first time actually EU is giving me a hard time, because if I draw this, the market already went inside with a wick and rejected, right? And it's breaking structure. Then you can draw this, right? But then you have a very big level that if you draw to the 15-minute, you're going to be like, what the hell is happening, right? I had members taking a short from, no, this short did not provide. I think there was a short from here. So that was a 5R right there to the downside. Then it pushed up and then it didn't provide an entry again on Friday. So yeah, personally, I will be looking for it to come inside this area right there and then to see what's going to happen from here, right? Get the alignment, get the 15-minute bearish, then we can potentially try to short. But once again, keep in mind that the daily is bullish and we're about to tap into a daily demand zone. So who is going to prevail? Well, pretty much I don't care, because I'm not going to be trading and I'm going to be allowing the market to play out a little bit and then hopefully strike next year. Okay, so watch out for that. And just again, keep in mind, the market is not great right now. You see how hard it was for me to break this down. And usually I know EU and it's very easy, but right now it's hard. So guess what, guys? Don't trade when it's hard. The hard time frame analysis on Euro Yen played out beautifully, right? So we are overall bullish on this one. If you remember from the weekly time frame, we have a breakup structure up, pullback, higher low formation, potentially trying to travel towards making a new higher high. Is it gonna make it? Well, we never know. So we drop to the daily to see what is happening. So daily shifted bearish, right? Again, I don't know where exactly. Yeah, it was actually here, because this one is tricky, right? There were slow down, wick. This looked like the major daily higher low, right? But then we wicked below it, but then we immediately had this daily supply that we rejected but failed to hold from it. And right now it looks like we're just turning a little bit bullish. Once again, what I can see is that there is a little daily zone right there that we can take, but what matters to me is the FOH, right? So as you can see, the hourly time frame gave you the first sign of the market reversing. There it is. So if you only follow the hourly time frame, then you would have taken maybe not a long from here, but definitely a long from here, right? And then definitely a long from here, although, yeah, but you should be taking the lowest point right there, although it was a little bit tricky right there. We kind of ran into a little bit of a consolidation, push up, then you should be definitely taking a long from here as well, right? And I think this was actually what played out this week. We had a massive push, massive pullback here. We kind of consolidated for a little bit, probably providing 15-minute opportunities and then a very nice push into the highs. So currently what I drew on the daily is in fact also a 4-hourly demand. So yeah, it's a little bit big, but I'm very interested to see what is gonna happen right here. So we're already below 50%. So the market is tapping inside. So I'm very curious. I will be personally dropping on the 50-minute time frame right now and looking for the market to turn nicely bullish, because that is a very huge move. Actually, you can see this is a very big push. This is a very big pullback. So the 50-minute is heavily bearish right now. So we definitely have to wait for the market to kind of gather liquidity, to come in inside, maybe grab some more liquidity, then push up, right? And then we can start following the 50-minute time frame all the way towards a potential new high. Right? Is this gonna happen? We never know. The market can just decide to consolidate all week. But in terms of the hard time frame, I am bullish on EUREM. But what I also want to point you out immediately is that we have Bank of Japan interest rate this week, which could definitely affect the whole JPY market. So again, stay tuned for that if you're trading JPY pairs. Next on the list are the Aussies. Let's have a look. Looking at the weekly candle, it looks pretty good, right? Look at that massive bearish engulfing candle. Yeah, it's not really bearish engulfing, but it's a very nice, strong bearish body. But what I really like is the wick on top. Because when you have such a candle that has a very big wick on top and then it has a massive body like this, that means not only we have a big rejection coming from the upside, but it was also followed through by a lot of strength going down. So if you recall, like Aussie dollar has been tapping inside. It's a bit hard to draw a level because this level got retested and breakdown, then it got retested again. So pretty much the actual level should be this one right there, which is a bit tricky. So I take the bullish candle with this wick on top. We came in, like rejected once, came in again, rejected. This week we went all the way up, and right now we're rejecting once again, right? You know that I hate to look on the left like this. Sometimes it's important, but it just gives us reactions. So let's start looking at the daily time frame. Daily time frame came in a very, again, bullish manner. Higher high, higher low. This one failed to make a high, but then it just pulled back, grabbed liquidity. Then we made a higher high, higher low. So beautiful longs. Then again a higher high. And right now, if you actually look carefully, so we had a break up. This is definitely full hourly being reversed right there, and maybe even the daily being reversed. But for the daily, I really want to see this one to go, right? So I really want to see this one to go in order to also say that this will be a daily break to the downside. So then if you drop to the 4H, it is probably, yeah. So as I said, this one is definitely our 4 hourly break to the downside. And yeah, right now it's just kind of consolidating around this very, very, very last resort. But once again, you don't want to look on the left. As the market is bearish, those levels on the left are just going to get tapped, rejection a little bit, and then we can continue going down. So what I will be looking for Aussie, I don't think this one will do something like this. I think it's just going to break below right now. And as it breaks below, then this little region will become a lower high. So then I will be looking for a pullback, another lower high, and then to see it continue going down. So bearish Aussie, I don't want to call this one too much, but this one looks like a very nice distribution right there. So again, I don't understand Wyckoff, but it definitely looks like a high, then another one, then another one, right? So is it time to start roaring to the downside? Definitely could be. The Bank of Australia also hiked their rates. What was their rate? Where is it? Australian 3.10. Right, they hiked it on the 6th of December. So that is very good, right? That is very good. But is it time that this one starts to correct a little bit and enter that risk off perspective, right? Money flowing into the dollar. We don't know. But again, in terms of technicals, if we zoom in, if I have a break below the structure right there, I will be drawing probably a supply like this, and then potentially looking to take a short from this supply. So that is this is actually a forecast. I'm already looking ahead of time, forecasting this potential break, retest, and then a continuation lower. If this one fails to break, then I will be careful, right? Because then we can potentially return, and then we can just range inside this range. Because this one is pretty big. So be careful if this happens, right? But if it breaks, then we try to go short. Aussie JPY, very nice bearishness right there. So yeah, this one is my worst nightmare for quite a couple of weeks. But yeah, we can see the daily. So as we called last time, the daily was bearish from here, and we tapped inside. So Monday chop, Tuesday chop, Wednesday chop, and then just boom, boom. Thursday and Friday, massive rejection down. Wow, this is very, very, very heavy. So this one already gives us a little sign that the Aussie is definitely bearish. So what caused that bearishness on the Aussie? I'm not entirely familiar if we had any news. I know we have news next week. I think we have RBA minutes, so they're going to comment. But if I just zoom in right there, the structure is a bit hard. We had a break up. We have a breakdown for myself is right there. And then you can immediately start shorting from this supply. You take one, you take two, it works out, pulls back, then it pushes down. We can probably take this one as a potential range right there, as a potential supply. You can even take this one, right? So just looking at the volume to the downside and the momentum, I do think we can just try to go short on this one if you're trading it, either from this zone, then look for your shift, or either from this zone to again look for your lower time frame shifts. Okay, this one is potentially traveling towards making a new daily lower low. So what it could also do is just go on and make it. And then from there, we just have to see what's going to happen. So there are my scenarios for Aussie JPY. You should be short from here if you're trading it, because that was a very good daily zone with full hourly alignment. Then you can look for your lower time frame ranges right there. If not, then try to catch the continuation as long as it stays above this level right there. And if we open and if we break below, then you can expect maybe a deeper pullback and then potentially a flush. So again, watch out and make sure to follow with the markets. Very interesting situation on NZD/USD. It actually went on and just wicked above this zone right there. So once again, guys, this is very tricky because I count wicks as breaks. So this to me right now is potentially a bullish weekly break, right? But once again, going back to what I do, I don't look at the weekly and the daily. I don't even have rules for those timeframes. So this can easily be a liquidity grab, right? Because if you right now start seeing the full hourly time frame to massively go down, then we're going to go short, of course, right? But this to me, looking at it, it just looks like a nice V shape, right? So it's a nice rejection. It doesn't tell me much. We pushed down with the same strength we pushed up, right? So this can also signify indecision, right? So what is happening? We don't know. We came to a very extreme point right there, which was the COVID crash, right? So we can even just take this wick right there. It failed to break. So we definitely held from the very extreme level of like 0.55, right? And right now we're massively rejecting. So where is it going? We don't know. Dropping onto the daily, we can see that this is the last daily break. And right now this is again similar to what we have on the Aussie. This is potentially where we want to break in order to have a daily reversal. All right. So again, I don't want to look on the left because we had supply right there. It was broken. What you can do right now is say, this was the supply. Sure, it could be, but we never know, right? So what I'm looking for right now is to flow with the market. Once again, it looks like we have a potential 4-hourly break right there. So if I just jump on the 4-hourly time frame, that is right. And what we already have is, so this is not a valid range, but it's a valid supply. Then yeah, this is kind of the last resort. This one is very big. I want to have something smaller, but we cannot have it. So we can potentially do something like this, right? Very tricky with those kind of big candles, right? But I'm very interested to see how it's going to respond from here. Keep in mind, guys, this right now, yeah, this is my range. And we just kissed the 50%. There is a potential we go a little bit higher, right? So where are we going to stop? I don't know. So anything above 50% is shorts. Because Fanatic is bearish, we take major weekly liquidity. So I do think we can get a couple of shorts, right? So right now, if you're dropping on the 50-minute time frame and if the market aligns and starts to trend down, then you can definitely look for shorts, right? It's already aligned. There's your breakup and there is your break of the high low. So if that was a normal trading day, then I will be looking to short from like from a zone like this. I just want to have like a bigger zone, but I'm not going to do that. So that is my outlook on NZD. Right, on NZD/USD, I'm bearish similar to the Aussie, so I'm really looking forward to see if this is actually going to follow up, right, and to follow through. So let's see. NJ doesn't look good. Wow. Weekly time frame, massive push into the highs, finally taking out this major weekly high, right? So we took it out. What we can expect right now is a potential rejection, but we're immediately tapping into a weekly demand zone. Daily time frame, push, pull back, right? So still that same zone is staying in right there. Quality time frame, oh man, I just don't like this price action. This one was the break up and this one is the break down. Then we can take this. Yeah, so we're currently rejecting from this level right there. This is my major lower low. This is my major lower high. I usually mark them with a bold line if you wish, right? As long as we stay below this one, I would say bearish, right? But just look at it right now. So do you want to trade this? Absolutely not, So I will just skip this pair. But what I could potentially forecast is if this doesn't do that to go short, it's potentially gonna go in right here. And then if it aligns on a lower time frame, then we can take a short. Okay. So yeah, it's probably okay. This is not equals. So this high took out this high, which is very good. So the only liquidity that we have left is this high right there. So if we take out this high and we have a lower time frame alignment, I'm going to be looking for shorts. If we break below, then we find what caused the break, and then we just align with the volatile structure and short until we're wrong, because we're tapping into daily zone and we don't know what's going to happen. So once again, guys, keep an open mind, flow with the market. And again, going back to my initial message in the beginning, take a break and work on something better right now. Don't trade. Another consolidative week on USD JPY, still staying within this inside bar, right? So this is our high, this is our low, and you can see two candles staying inside. Why? Just gonna take on my other screen. Tuesday, we kick off with interest rate, monetary policy, press conference, and where is it? Thursday, Wednesday, there it is. Friday, CPI, National Consumer Price Index, National CPI, monetary policy meeting minutes. So it's going to be a very huge week for the JPY going forward. So again, this is definitely going to be exiting this little range next week. We are tapping into demand on the left, but once again, what I keep telling you, if the market decides to go down, it's going to disrespect all the levels, right? So what is going to happen is we're going to potentially like tap inside, react, and then just go down, okay? So keep that in mind. But then of course, dropping on the daily, what do we have is a chop. So daily is bearish. We shifted the daily right here. So we have a lower high, we have a lower low. The question is this here a lower high? Yeah, it's probably it is, right? But it's not the cleanest. I much prefer this clean pullback than this one right there. So very tricky. But yeah, it's an overall range. And then if we just drop on the 40 time frame, well, yes, what we can see on the 4H is that this is the push. Right, this is why we're having an inside bar. This is the push. All of this is internal. Okay, so this is major high, this is major low, and we're bearish. Okay, so there's a high chance we actually go down and maybe take out the low. So what is happening right now is the market is just cooking. There are people shorting from here. Ooh, some profit. Boom, stop loss. Ooh, engulfing candle, I'm gonna short here, maybe short from there. Boom, stop loss. Oh, maybe somebody's gonna short in from here. It's gonna come in again and take your stop loss. So again, guys, know what kind of week you're trading into, especially when it comes to USDN. You have again inflation reports, you have Fed, you have interest rate reports, and you have meeting minutes. Right, so keep this in mind and let's see what the JPY will do. I'm pretty curious. Let me know if you have any bets on it. Are we going down? Are we going up? What is your analysis? Let me know in the comments. USD CAD slowly continues to make its way towards the upside. Like we're having a couple of bullish weeks already right there, reacting from this little demand zone right there, which we actually did not tap. But we had a push, we had a pullback, and the market is currently pushing up. So does that make it bullish? Well, yeah, weekly is bullish. Daily also, I don't have daily rules, but once again, we had like a pullback, lower high, lower low, and we broke it right there. And what I also like is that it actually responded from the supply, broke, higher low, higher low. And right now it's on its way, or already did. Oh, well, if you're me, then you're going to take this as a break, already making a new high. And what we have on the left is this zone. That was potentially the zone that actually caused this little pullback right there. We're breaking it up right now. We can draw a new zone and then go to the 40 time frame. 40 time frame is yeah, you can look at the 40 time frame a little bit recently. So if you actually look carefully, yeah, this is very tricky wick right there because it actually took out the low, then it took out the high. So I would still consider this main range. So yeah, this is where the volatile reversed as well, which is pretty much the same as the daily. But what actually caused the break, to me, it's this one. To me, this one is going to be the major higher low. And I would like to take like a bigger zone, maybe like 8 hourly, maybe a smaller one. No, so it's going to be the 8 hours. So yeah, we pushed up. So if we pull back right here, then I'm going to be looking for a lower time frame alignment and potentially try to long this market, right? So right now we are at the high. So I'm definitely going to be looking for it to pull back inside the zone and then potentially go long. Yes, keep in mind we're tapping into supply zone, but does that mean something? No. We already responded from it a little bit. Can we come in deeper and respond again? Yes, right? But if the hourly trend right now is bullish, then I just keep following the hourly time frame. Okay, so let's see. This is my market structure. This is my outlook. Let's see how it plays out. Next on the list are the GBPs. So let's see what is happening right here. We're finally getting a little bit of a bearish candle. Well, it's not actually a little bit. It's quite nice. Again, going back to which pair was it? I think with the Aussie. When we have a very nice wick to the upside, so the market was really bullish at a time, then it rejected, went all the way down, and then actually closed bearish with a strong body to the downside. This is a very good bearish signal. Okay, so are we gonna look on the left? No, because we had this zone failed, we had this zone failed, and then yeah, sure, we can draw this zone and say, oh, this is gonna get respected, but no, let's just focus on what is happening right now. Can we initiate a little bit of a pullback to the downside? Definitely. This is the most recent and clean weekly demand zone that I see. So taking it to the daily is again bullish. You can see the beautiful uptrend we've been having on right now, and we are just about to cause a daily reversal as well. So probably the hourly time frame is already bearish. Yep. So yeah, to me, this one was a break, and then this one, oops. And then this one is a breakdown. If you don't count this one, then definitely it's going to be this one, or this one hourly is definitely bearish. Then if you really zoom in, you have a stopped right there, lower high, lower low, right there, supply zone, and we already came in almost to break it. Yeah, almost to break it, and we're already rejecting and about to be making a new lower low. So very tricky right now, but what is very important right now is to see how the week is gonna open. Okay, so it came in very, like, look at this. It came in, gives you a reaction, comes in, takes out your stop loss, then reverses them. Maybe you take a short right here, but it's very late. And right now the market is just traveling down towards making a new lower low. So the question is it gonna pull back again to give us a short? Right? Or if it breaks below, then I look for a lower high and then short it again. So I'm gonna say that I'm short on GU, as I'm short on EU, on AU, on NU, right? They all look like a little bit of a risk-off sentiment, which is very good to see. And it's been quite a while that we had this. So let's see how this one plays out. I'm overall bearish. We can see GJ is also showing us a little bit of a bearish signal, but GJ is an absolute mess on the weekly time frame right there. Yes, it's overall bullish, low, high, push, pullback. But we've been chopping since November, which is, yeah, around a month or something. So dropping onto the daily, oh, what is happening right there, right? We had this major daily zone, we tapped, we tried to push, we failed, and we came in, we wicked it up, and right now we're rejecting again. So what are we having? If I just bring it to your attention, yeah, we have an overall range, right? So daily is unclear, weekly is not very clean as well. Then dropping into the hourly time frame to see what is happening right now. We had a break up right there, and then we broke down right here. It is a bit debatable if we have also a break up right there, because if you ask the question what caused this breakdown, I see there is actually a little break right there. So here you can have a bullish move, but if you are not very strict, then you can also say that this is the push that caused the break, right? And then you can short from here. Or if you're like me, really looking at the most recent price action, I will look, this is a push, pullback, push, and then the reversal to me happens right there. So a couple of ways to look at it, right? But then we push down, we pull back, we push down again. So very tricky price, by the way, very tricky price. This is a very strong supply, but to me, it's not a valid range. I'm not gonna tell you why though. So yeah, I would also look for something like this. Here, something like this, the market pulling back into the supply, aligning. If not, then we can look for something in here, but I'm not going to be drawing a supply zone because it's probably going to be hard to do so. We can just take this, which is our major lower high supply, right? Those are the strongest types of supply and demand. So let's see. I am bearish on GJ, but once again, keep in mind we have a lot of news coming onto the JPY, so make sure to watch out. But overall, I'm bearish on both pound pairs that I'm looking at. With all the news coming out and with all the kind of shifts of sentiment and all the uncertainty, gold is also becoming a little bit of uncertain, right? So we have this overall liquidation of this major weekly high, right? So we went a little bit deeper. So the question is gold turning bullish, or is this a liquidity gap to go down, right? Those are questions we kind of never know the answer. So this is why I always tell you, flow with the market and allow it to tell you what it actually wants to do, right? So weekly time frame, I would say a little bit bullish, right? So since this to me is a break, this is the major weekly supply, it got violated, right? It got violated by creating a new demand, a new sell to buy, right? So I'm overall bullish. Then dropping onto the day, you can see the day is a bit tricky because we had a push, pullback, daily break, and right now the daily is pulling back. This kind of demand failed, but yeah, we still have this one. So is it gonna hold from a level like this? I don't know, right? And this once again is the daily. And then if I drop to my time frame, which is the volatile time frame, I do think we have a bearish shift. Yeah. So there is a volatile break. What caused the break? It was this. And right now the market shifted bearish. But just look at this price. What is this? Well, that's kind of looks like a range, doesn't it? Right? Kind of chops, breaks up, comes back again. And right now it's precisely in the middle point of the range. So I would be careful with gold right now, because if I'm trading this one, to me the volatile time frame is unclean, right? It's unclear, so I'm just gonna be skipping this pair. If you really want my systematic structure, this is my range and this is a volatile breakdown, and then I have to find a supply zone, but it's even hard to do so as well. So I'm definitely skipping this pair. A very nice move up and a very nice move down. So this is the news, which were the first news that came in, CPI or something else. Then we had immediately rejection down. So we had, like, as they say, buy the rumor, sell the news, right? We had that priced in, and then we actually had the reaction. That was the real reaction down. So a lot of uncertainty right now. It's even hard for me to explain. I still don't get the dynamic behind it, right? So let me know what you think. What are your views on gold? Do you think we're going up? Do you think we're going down? I personally think we might get a little bit of uncertain. Maybe we can break down, then get uncertain again. So I do think gold might start chopping around. So be careful trading it. And again, wait for clear volatile structure and then strike when actually you have your rules provided. I am really curious to see how the indices are actually going to develop right now, going after the news events that we had this week. Once again, guys, let's not forget we are in a bearish market, right? Inflation is still high, right? So we're in a bearish market, and just because we had this push up, it doesn't mean that we are reversing, right? And what I spotted this week is how also the market plays with our psychology, because we had a very massive bull run on the first announcement, right? And then everybody was like, yo, stock market is recovering, stock market is up, stock market is this, the crash is over. And then you get this, boom, massive breakdown, right? We're tapping into this weekly demand zone, which is on the weekly time frame. So I'm very curious to see what is going to happen from there. But you can see on the daily, like, we had quite a few liquidations right there. There's the first one. It gave us a bearish daily shift. And then it came in, and right now it gave us another daily shift, right? And then this can potentially be our daily supply, which we can maybe refine on the FOH, right? So FOH, look at this, beautiful. So here's the reaction, massive push up. Why did it make this? To grab the liquidity above this high, right? And then it just massive way down. Okay, so I'm very curious. I already started buying some stocks because they're very nicely below. I have some stocks that are actually went below my average price, so that's always good to buy. So currently, in terms of the volatile time frame, this is my range. So I will be looking, if I'm day trading this one, I will be looking to short from here on the lower time frame. But I'm really curious to see if this one is actually going to continue going down, because it's quite exciting to actually see it. Right, so let's see. This is US 30. I'm overall bearish right now, bearish on the daily, bearish on the FOH. So looking forward to see if that is going to continue. Going on to NASDAQ, same story, right? First tap, second tap, third tap, massive response right now. Right, so again, you can see we broke up right there. So this is if you take wicks, right? But this is why I take wicks, because if you take bodies, you just keep waiting for something to happen, right? And yeah, then if you take bodies, you're pretty much still trading within this range. None of this is a breakup, so you're still trading within this range and you're still bullish. But right now I'm bearish. Right, I'm bearish. This is my supply. I see a daily shift. Volatile time frame is definitely bearish as well. Similar to US 30, we have this very little range right there that actually, oh no, it didn't get taken. So I would avoid trading this one going forward, we have again one more week maybe, and also the week after Christmas. I think the week after Christmas, sometimes it goes well, sometimes it goes wrong. I remember last year there was like a 40-hour trade that I journaled on the 28th, right? So you can definitely have some trades, but again, be careful, right? So bearish Nasdaq, some of the tech stocks continue to fall, which is very good. So let's see if it actually continues going down, and how are we going to do when we encounter the lowest region right there, right? Which is going to determine whether we continue making new lower lows, or are we going to hold and maybe start rejecting, or maybe go back into this overall range that we're having overall right there. So let's see. S&P as well, beautiful rejection. I love it, right? So again, 1, 2, 3, it gave us a shift. It came and liquidated everything. And right now it's aligning down again. So let's see. We are also encountering a little bit of a demand zone right there. So let's see how it goes. There is another one down there. So I'm very curious to see how it's going to go. Volatile time frame is definitely bearish, and we had a little bit of trickery right there. Massive impulse. Oh, we're going long. No, we're going short. Massive impulse going long. No, we're going short, right? So if I just take it to the fear and greed index, you can see that we consolidate a little bit above, like the 125 MA. I personally like to look at the 200 one, but you can see we went from greed 63. We were sitting around right there, even around about going into the greed territory. Like you can see the 70, very close to 75, and right now we're back into fear again. So I do think if we get into extreme fear, then it's going to be a good place to buy. Again, not financial advice, but I'm starting to dollar cost average, because what I learned is that you cannot time the market, right? You can't time the market. Like this push down, then we can push up, then we can push down again, then we can push up. What matters is that you're actually into the market. So don't try to time the market, just try to be in the market, because that's how you learn, that's how you get stocks, that's how you get paid in dividends as well, and that's how you build wealth. So that's the indices. Very interesting. I'm not going to be throwing any huge analysis. Currently I'm looking at 31 and 32 right there. If it comes in right there, I take a loan and I buy from there, right? I'm joking, but yeah, this big zone right there is going to be a very big buying zone. So if we come in inside this zone, guys, that could be an opportunity that we might not get soon. So let's see what happens. Crypto went a little bit up. There we go, down again. So crypto also met a little bit of positivity right there in this news, but once again, we just break down, right? So again, don't look to invest too much. Don't look to buy too much. I'm still looking for Ethereum to break down in order to buy it right there. No, I actually want to buy it at 800 only. So let's see. I'm not looking at crypto right now. So watch out for that. So pretty much this is how I want to wrap it up right today. I just wanted to keep it simple, nice. And again, guys, let me know in the comments what you want to see, how to improve this analysis, how to improve all the videos, what you want to see. I'm going to be doing more live streams going on from next year, but let me know what you would like to watch. I know a lot of you want educational content. It is coming, I promise. So yes, I wish you lovely holidays, right? Take a week, take 2 weeks, take 3 weeks off, because you all deserve it. Don't forget to hustle a little bit. Don't forget to spend time on reflecting. Don't forget to spend time on backtesting, on refining your edge and getting ready for 2023. I wish you lovely holidays and speak to you, I don't know when, right? Speak to you maybe next year. Maybe I'm gonna do a Tuesday outlook, maybe another weekly outlook. We'll see, but I'm with my family right now, so probably I'm not gonna be very active. So take care and talk to you soon.